back to business on 103.9 LI News Radio. My name is David Levenstein. If you are a business owner or professional, please contact me at my show at jvcbroadcasting.com. That's my show at jvcbroadcasting.com. I would love to hear what you have to say. And I just know all of Long Island will as well. My guest is the great Dr. Tommy O'Brien, who can be heard every Wednesday at 4 as he hosts the Ask Dr. Tommy show. Hey, man, how you doing?
All right.
Now, you've been on for a year already,
yes.
right? Almost a year.
Yeah.
And now we're heading back into the summer, okay? And you discuss this with our listeners and your patients all summer long, right?
Yes.
And you also offer adjustments.
Yes.
So let's discuss this, okay? Adjustments, spine, weight loss, right? All those things will, people who are carrying extra weight and stuff like that, it will cause them more discomfort in their life, on their bones and the spine, their daily activities, right?
It's not only that, okay, the pulmonary circulatory system,
Right.
Hypertension, you're carrying excess.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're making your organs work harder than they really need to.
Absolutely.
Right. Or for a little brujol, you know? Or for a little some meatballs, some matzo ball soup, some corned beef, some extra, some beer, you know, some Guinness.
Yeah.
Guinness will give you gout too, but all that stuff. But so let's talk about what's kind of trending right now. It's semaglutide. Yes. People know it by the brand name Ozempic, right?
Yes, correct.
Which is, correct me if I'm wrong. It's a drug for diabetes. Is it being repurposed? Is that the right word? Repurposed?
Well,
for weight loss? Is that
no, you're repurposing, meaning using it and reusing it again. No,
okay.
Let's go. Off-label use.
Off-label use.
Yeah.
And that off-label use, though, people shouldn't be scared of it, because it was something that was discovered while treating people for type 2 diabetes, is that people were, it was reducing people's appetite, and people were able to stay focused on their diet. Right? It doesn't mean you don't diet when you're on it, by the way. You had to diet, but it just helps you maintain your diet, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
It works. Initially, it was developed for type 2 diabetics to help control their blood sugar.
Right.
And they discovered that those who were taking it, they had controlled blood sugar, and the A1C did improve.
A1C, explain. Because I'm not diabetic. I know diabetics know what that is. Explain it to me.
Sure. So when I want to check someone's blood, we do a finger stick, and that tells you what your blood sugar is right now. Right this second.
Right.
But a hemoglobin A1C, that came out in 1997, my senior year residency. What that does is it measures your blood sugar levels over a 3-month period of time. And I will know if you're controlled or not.
Okay, gotcha. So regardless of what it says in the morning, that A1C will tell you what it's been over the last 3 months.
That's correct.
It's amazing what your blood tells you, right?
That's right. Yeah, there's a story to tell you.
It does. It really does.
It does. I know if someone's being honest or naughty or nice.
Right. Don't tell me you didn't eat that, because I know for the last 3 months you've been eating it.
That's correct.
Okay, so now how does this translate into weight loss? How does this help people without type 2 diabetes get into a healthy weight zone?
Yes. Well, like I said, it was initially developed for type 2 diabetes, and those individuals with type 2 diabetes, they noticed that these individuals were losing weight as well.
Right.
So then the physician said that we can use this for an off-label use, like a lot of other medications.
Does the FDA have to approve this before they can use it for off-label use?
Well, you have studies, and then they'll review the studies to make sure it's safe, and then we can use it off-label.
Right.
A lot of medications we use off-label. Neurontin, a lot of people use it for pain.
Neurontin?
That's a medication we used, it was for the brain, up in the brain, and they discovered that those medications block neuropathic pain. Right. So off-label use, instead of for seizures, we're using it for pain.
Gotcha, understood. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what we call off-label use. There's a lot of medications for that. So with this particular medication, that they said that it is safe to use off-label for weight loss. All right. Another medication would be Rogaine for hair loss, for hair loss, to help regrow hair. Well, Rogaine was initially for high blood pressure. It's a fourth-line medication.
Really?
Yes, for blood pressure. And they noticed individuals taking this medication, they started growing hair.
Wow, I had no idea. Wow, how cool.
Yes.
Great story.
So for off-label use, we can use it for hair loss. But the problem is...
But originally, Rogaine was a drug used for high blood pressure.
That's correct. There are cardiologists. That's a fourth-line medication.
Are there cardiologists who still prescribe Rogaine for blood pressure?
Absolutely. Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
So those are hairy people with with a great blood pressure.
Yeah.
Excellent. A
you
little
go.
bit of this, a little bit of that.
There you go.
So if you're balding and thinning and you have high blood pressure, buddy, Rogaine's the way to go.
There you go.
Unbelievable. So I had no idea. What else? Any
there's
other
a lot.
juicy stories for us?
There's a lot of medications, so we were approved to use it off label.
Right.
And to get back to your
How
question,
long have people been using this for weight loss, rather?
well, this is you know probably for the last year,
Oh, okay.
2 years. This is relatively new. I mean, you have to do studies, longitudinal studies, but this is like the latest over the past probably just a few years.
So the doctors realize, hey, the patients, my type 2 diabetes patients who are taking Ozempic, or what is the actual name? The drug?
Semaglutide.
Semaglutide, they're actually losing weight.
Yes,
And let's see if this is something that we can offer people who are not diabetic.
that's correct.
Right.
And then
Do people have to have a BNI to be prescribed Ozempic or one of the other brand names?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have to be a certain BNI and over in order to qualify for the medication?
They do kind of recommendations. You're looking at a BMI of greater than 30.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, there are certain things. Again, remember, I always mention you have ideal body weight, overweight, obese, and morbid obese.
But let me ask you a question about weight and stuff like that, all right? I mean, you and I are about the same height, but you probably work out. I can tell you're a bodybuilder, weightlifter, right?
Right.
I mean, if you were to stand on a scale, you yourself,
Right.
and you're not overweight, you just have a lot of muscle on your body,
Right.
The scale would say, based on your height, based on what that scale reads, you are overweight and obese, but you're not,
Right.
So, is the BNI, is it accurate even? Because it doesn't take in consideration the density of your bones, your muscles.
That's right.
Right.
That's
So,
right.
so how would a scale, the number, your height, your weight, your age would say you're obese,
Yes.
but you're not.
Right.
So how do you make that determination?
Well, that's why you need to come in and see me. You want a physician.
And that's why I got to see a doctor. So
absolutely.
though your BNI may say 29 or 30, if you took your calipers to your fat, it's not going to say that.
Right, exactly.
Right.
For my height, I'm 5'5". My ideal body weight is 158 pounds.
Yeah,
okay,
you're not 158.
I'm not 158 because
you curl 158 pounds.
yeah. Because I'm a medium frame. With all my training, I worked myself into a larger frame.
Right.
So right now my weight is 217 pounds with
Right.
no clothes on.
Right.
So my BMI is like a little bit more than 30, almost 31.
Right.
So you're talking I'm obese.
But you're
Based
not.
No. Based
Right.
on if you take the scale, that's why you have to look at every individual. You have to calculate the ideal body weight. You have to calculate and factor in if they're athletes or not. And you look at that muscular, the density itself, and then we make a decision. You also, what's the goal of the patient itself? And this is where we work together as a team.
Right. Okay. So I'm speaking with Dr. Tommy O'Brien. You can listen to him on the Ask Dr. Tommy show, which can be heard every Wednesday at 4. To find him, to make an appointment. By the way, he charges a concierge service. I got it.
Yep.
Yeah, his concierge service. So you don't have to have medical insurance to see him. It's a small monthly retainer that he accepts, similar to a gym membership or a cell phone bill or something. And you can see Dr. Tommy as often as you like.
That's correct.
And also no fault insurance.
Yes, I take if you're involved in a motor vehicle accident.
Right, we have a lot to talk about. And he's an osteopath, so he provides body manipulation as well as a medical examination. Look at that. I've been listening. I've been paying attention.
There you go.
Anyway, so you can listen to his show actually on every Wednesday. Also, by the way, this is like a free consultation that they have with you. They get to really get inside your head and see how scientific you are about your approach to medicine and the care that you actually offer your patients.
Right.
I mean, that's important.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy graduated, just to brag for you a little bit, because I know you don't like to. This guy graduated medical school and went into the Army to help soldiers and their families. This is the kind of person that you want to be examining you. Discounts for veterans as well, because he is a veteran. And you were a captain.
Yes.
You're like Hawkeye Pierce.
There you go. Exactly.
Did you work in a mass unit?
Yes.
And mobile
I was
army?
I was the commander of it. Yeah,
Oh, you're the
absolutely.
commander? Wow.
Yeah, I was the commander. Absolutely.
So were you like more Hawkeye-ish or Trapper John?
But maybe a combination of both.
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
right.
I was able to get away with a lot, just like what they did,
Right.
because I know they need us.
Right.
But typically, I embedded with the Air National Guard out of Newburgh when we did large missions.
All right. So anyway, this Dr. Tommy O'Brien, Ask Dr. Tommy show, which can be heard every Wednesday at 4. And please visit, your website is?
drtommyo.com.
drtommyo.com, TOMMYO.com. And right now we're talking about weight loss, talking about the summer. When we come back from the commercial, I want to ask you about the proper amount of weight you should lose per week. You know, how many calories is a healthy amount of calories to eat? Keeping in mind the different macronutrients that people need, right? So their body is not starving for the nutrients,
right,
which will cause cravings, and then you'll just blow your diet totally.
Right. Yeah, a yo-yo diet.
Yeah. Okay, my name is David Levenstein. This is Back to Business. Again, if you're a business owner or professional, please contact me at my show at jvcbroadcasting.com, and we'll be back. Check out 20 seconds of this. And we are back to business. My name is David Levenstein. My guest is Dr. Tommy O'Brien, host of the Ask Dr. Tommy Show, which can be heard every Wednesday at 4 p.m. right here on 103.9 LI News Radio. That's Wednesdays at 4 p.m. right here on LI News Radio, Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Anyway, so Dr. Tommy, we're talking about weight loss. And let me ask you about a healthy weight loss, amount of weight that somebody should lose per week, let's say, okay? Because everyone says, I want to lose weight now, all of it, you know? Because people aren't patient. If you stay up late at night and you watch all those commercials on TV, right? They make all loads of promises.
Yes.
Knowing that you're just going to fail.
Right.
Because some diets are just not sustainable. 2 shakes a day, order these meals, we're going to cook for you, we're going to eat for you. It's frozen, it's not frozen, just pop it in the microwave, put it in the package, boil it. It just doesn't really work. Right. Well, okay? What's healthy?
Yeah. Well, the recommended weight loss is 2.5 pounds a week.
Okay.
Initially, it might be more than that because of water weight. You know, you might lose 5, 6, or 8, or even 10 pounds.
Is it always calories in, calories out? Is that basically what it is?
It's calories in, calories out. You know, input versus output.
I mean, so if my body burns 2,000 calories a day, can I eat 1,000 calories of Oreo cookies and lose weight a day?
Well, you're still under.
I know. So if I eat less than my body burns. If my body burns 2,000, I eat 2,000, I'm going to maintain my weight. But if I burn 2,000, right, and I eat 1,000 calories worth of cookies, am I going to lose weight, or my body's just going to store all the fat?
Well, the thing is
coming from those cookies?
You're probably going to be what we call a skinny fat person. You're like, what is that? They look good in clothes, but they're not going to have that tone in their muscle because you're going to start breaking down because you need to bring in certain nutrients.
Right, and there's also that visceral fat. I mean, there's a fat that you see, and then there's the dangerous fat that you don't see. The fat that surrounds your organ. Explain that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have there's what's called brown fat and then yellow fat. Okay, we're born with brown fat, and that we're able to use that. And that's the difference between animals that hibernate. They have the brown fat because they can use that for energy. Well, initially we're born with that, and then we start to develop yellow fat. Yellow fat we can't burn off by sleeping it off. If that was the case, you just say, you know what, I'm going to sleep for a week and use that for energy.
Wait, explain this to me for a second, because I know what I've read, and tell me if I'm wrong or not, that when people gain weight, they don't increase the amount of fat cells in their body. Those are cells that you always have the same amount of fat cells, right? Mm-hmm. They just swell up, right? They
do multiply. They'll split and multiply.
Oh, they will.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they will.
Yeah.
And so the brown fats will multiply into yellow fats?
No. That's a totally different.
Oh, it's totally different. I see.
Yeah, we start to develop a yellow fat as we get older.
And the yellow fats are more dangerous than the brown ones.
Yeah. And the key is never to gain weight. You know, if you really want to do it, you have to stay lean, because once you put it on, that's why liposuction works, because literally you are removing those yellow fat cells. So if the cells are not there, they can't multiply. Right. They're not going to swell up again because they don't exist.
But that doesn't mean people who get liposuction doesn't mean they won't gain weight.
Oh, they'll gain weight again because there's still fat cells that are in your body. They'll just swell up and multiply.
Right. Again. Even people who have lipoband surgery, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. They gain weight too because the stomach stretches.
It stretches and they go back to their habits. And the failure rate is pretty significant after a year. Significant.
Really?
After a year. Yeah, because they put a lot of that weight on.
So if you're if you have your stomach sewn together or stapled or taken apart or whatever they're going to do, right? And now you have a tiny little sleeve for a stomach, right? Is your body able to digest properly so you'll get the nutrients from the food if you're cutting your appetite and your ability to ingest food?
You're going to have some difficulties. That's why you need supplements, like B vitamins, because you have...
but can your body handle the irritation that vitamins do cause after a while? I mean, you're taking so many pills.
Well, I mean, that I always say the analogy is I want to go to an auto shop and I want to soup my engine up, and there's tons of parts out there. If you put it on your car, you're going to get 10% and 10%. After X amount of products, theoretically, you're going to have 100%, and your engine's that much more horsepower. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
So you got to be very, very careful of the supplements, and supplements, just because they're over the counter, they're not benign.
Right.
So you have to be very careful. And I don't want to get into locking people in. Well, Dr. O'Brien said this supplement, but you have to be very careful. Consult with your physician to see which supplements are right for you.
Right. I think that people spend too much time trying to figure out what to do on their own. Right. I mean, generally speaking, people don't file their own taxes, and the ones who do always end up going back to an accountant to make the corrections.
Right.
If people don't take out their own appendix, they don't drill holes in their teeth and do their own fillings. Why would you prescribe yourself on a diet that is so vital to your health, your life, the health of your heart, the health of your digestive system, the health of your spine, your back, everything. Everything revolves around that.
Right.
Everything revolves around that. Introduce us to your marketing assistant.
Yes, my co-host for my show. That's every Wednesday at 4 p.m.
4 p.m.?
4 p.m.
4 p.m.
103.9 LA News Radio. I'm here with Sammy Vanni.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys. So Dr. O'Brien here has some wonderful specials, right?
Yes, he
for
does.
some people. Why don't you tell everybody about what he's offering? The listeners, with a smile on your face. Trust me.
I always have a smile on my face.
A bigger one. Go.
A bigger one? Oh, okay.
Gigantic. Pretend you're very happy to be here.
For the next month, he's giving away 50 vouchers for a full body adjustment.
A full body adjustment.
Full body.
Nice.
For including a detailed physical and spinal examination, along with the personalized adjustment treatment plan, all for $49. There's your gym plan. Normally $250 total value. It's a limited time offer, and he has a lot of interest, so we encourage you to call the office today and schedule your appointment, and he looks forward to serving you.
That's a great deal. That's a great introductory deal, so people get an opportunity to get to know who you are and how you operate.
Exactly.
And just like what I said in the very first part of the show, this is a guy that actually cares about his patients. He cares more about the health of his patients and the health of the community that the patients live in more than any person that I literally ever met. I mean, you and I ran into each other last summer. Was it the spring? On that street fair. Mm-hmm. Remember in Massapequa, you in that street fair?
Yep.
I mean, this guy's out there just giving away information. He's just... What doctor does that? What doctor does that? And you have a house and you got a boat. That's where you should be.
That's right.
And most doctors are there in the weekend. Not this guy. This guy's at street fairs talking to people about their health. It's pretty amazing what he does. You've never met anybody like him. If you're looking for a doctor that actually cares about your health and the longevity of your life, this is the guy to see. He's a captain in the Army, osteopath, which offers everything your medical doctor can offer you, plus the ability to adjust you, similar to of a chiropractor.
That's correct.
A little more in depth too, because you focus on circulation.
Yes.
Right. So there's so much really that benefit for you to visit Dr. Tommy. Your office is in Patchogue.
Yes.
Right. And it's a beautiful office, by the way. And when you go there, he's not shy about his past. He's got his army jacket hanging out there. Really, it's a museum, and not just a museum, but in your office you have these ancient surgical tools.
Yes.
I mean, from the Civil War, which is an ancient, but you have ancient ones.
Yes.
Egyptian ones. And it's amazing how not too dissimilar they are to today.
They're the same. The difference is bronze versus a surgical steel.
Right. So this is the guy that really has studied medicine. He knows the human body. He knows the adjustments. He knows the circulation. He can help you lose the weight. He can help you to stay healthy. This is what you want to do. You want to stay healthy. You don't want to need your doctor. You want to go to your doctor. Go to those well visits. And with his concierge service, you never have to worry about paying copays. You don't have to worry about bills. You don't have to worry about statements coming in. It's a monthly fee, not too dissimilar to his $49 initial fee. Mm-hmm. It's just, and see him as often as you like. Just go see him. Call him on his cell phone. He gives out his cell phone. He gives you his home address. He invites you over. You can spend weekends at his house with his family.
We got an invite for Christmas.
Yeah, and you get an invite for Christmas. This is a guy that cares. Trust me. I never lied to you before. Dr. Tommy O'Brien. We got 59 seconds.
All right.
What say you?
Yep. So to learn more about my practice, go to drtommyo.com. That's drtommyo.com. If you're looking to start the semaglutide, what we call Ozempic, I am now offering that service to my patients. So call my office, 631-980-8200.
And this is doctor supervised.
Yes.
I mean, you're giving yourself a shot, but you need to go see your doctor while you're doing this. Be accountable to yourself. Go see him once a week. Weigh in. Let him talk to you about your diet and your nutrition and what you're eating and what you should be eating and not eating. This will help you stay focused on your diet.
Yes.
And you can look great naked one day. Yeah. All right, this is David Levenstein. We've been back to business. If you're a business owner or professional, please contact me at myshow@jvcbroadcasting.com. That's myshow@jvcbroadcasting.com. I'll see you soon.
Are you ready for this? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? Out of the doorway, the bullets rip to the sound of the beat. Yeah.